The hum of the plane couldn't drown out the drum of anticipation in Jamie's chest. 2 years. 2 years of scorching desert sands and the chilling silence of missing his family. 2 years of phone calls and blurry photos, a poor substitute for bedtime stories, and his daughter Lily's gap-toothed grin. Guilt gnawed at him, a constant reminder of missed birthdays and first days of school. He'd missed it all, but he was coming home now, ready to mend the pieces of their lives. The taxi deposited him at the familiar curb. The sight of his house, bathed in the warm glow of the porch light, brought a lump to his throat. He rang the doorbell, his heart pounding a frantic rhythm against his ribs. The door swung open, and there she was, Lily. But her eyes, wide with surprise, held a flicker of something else, something he couldn't quite place. "Daddy!" she cried, launching herself into his arms. He squeezed her tight, breathing in the scent of her hair. A scent he'd craved for far too long, but even as he held her close, a chill snaked down his spine. Lily pulled away, her small hand slipping into his. "Come on, Daddy," she urged, her voice breathless with excitement. "You have to meet someone." He followed her into the living room, his gaze sweeping over the familiar space. It was then that he saw him. A man sat on the couch, an easy smile on his face as he watched them. A man with a shaved head, holding a glass of what looked like lemonade. A man Lily called Dad. Jamie froze, the blood draining from his face. "Lily," he choked out, his voice a dry rasp. "Who is this?" His daughter, oblivious to the storm brewing inside him, simply beamed. "This is Ben," she chirped. "He's my other dad. He's been living with us while you were away." The world tilted on its axis. "Other dad?" The words echoed in the cavernous space of his mind, refusing to make sense. He stared at the man, Ben, who now rose from the couch, extending a hand. "It's good to finally meet you, Jamie," Ben said, his voice warm and disarming. "Lily's told me so much about you." Jamie ignored the outstretched hand, his gaze fixed on his wife, Sarah, who stood frozen in the doorway, her face pale. "Sarah," he breathed, his voice barely a whisper. "What's going on?" She took a hesitant step into the room, her eyes filled with a mixture of emotions he couldn't decipher. Guilt, fear, or something else entirely. We can explain," she stammered, her voice trembling. The following days were a blur of confusing explanations and half-truths. Sarah claimed Ben was just a friend, someone who helped her through the tough times while Jamie was away. But the letters he'd received during deployment, letters filled with Sarah's loneliness and veiled hints of a growing closeness with someone she refused to name, whispered a different story. The phone calls, too, where Lily would excitedly chatter about Uncle Ben and the fun they had, fueled the fire of suspicion in his gut. He spent his days replaying every conversation, every letter, searching for clues, for some indication that his life, his family, was about to implode. Every shared smile between Sarah and Ben, every casual touch, felt like a betrayal, a knife twisting in his already wounded heart. Driven by the need for answers, Jamie began to dig. He called old friends, trying to piece together the timeline of Ben's arrival in their lives. He discovered that Ben had been a colleague of Sarah's, someone she'd mentioned in passing before. But the casual acquaintance he remembered was a far cry from the man who now shared his home, his daughter, his life. His suspicions, once simmering beneath the surface, now boiled over. He confronted Sarah, his voice raw with pain and accusation. Tell me the truth, he demanded, his hands gripping her shoulders. Who is he, Sarah? She flinched at his touch, her eyes downcast. He's just a friend, she repeated, her voice small and unconvincing. We just grew close.